Hello, hello. Perfidious Pete here, back for more Wind, Wolves, and Wandering as we continue our shuffle mode play of Hinterland Studios, The Long Dark. And this new not quite dawn day, as it appears from the windows here in the apocalypse, promises to be a pretty interesting one, because we're feeling relatively full of ourselves after pulling off the heist of the century on our last episode. Yeah, you're talking, you know what I'm talking about. We robbed a wolf. We straight up jacked him. One of nature's fiercest predators, outsmarted and snatched the meat from the jaws of the big bad himself. Basically, we're kind of a post-apocalyptic criminal mastermind. So, yeah, eat your heart out, Danny Ocean. You may have robbed a casino, but we just robbed mother freaking nature. And when we did it, we didn't need a ridiculously convoluted setup, our ex-girlfriend or 10 other guys to get the job done, I might add, Danny. All we needed was a little patience, a tiny smidge of chutzpah, and a road flare. And that's how a true mastermind does it, Danny. A true mastermind doesn't need a crutch. And also, you can bet that when we come up with a sequel to our little heist, it won't have Julia Roberts pretending to be someone else, pretending to be Julia Roberts, because that shit was stupid. So, let's get to work here. We do have a few things to take on our list today, a little bit of cooking mostly to be done, because besting Danny Ocean may be kind of a no-brainer. But we also tricked Mother Nature, and she's a hell of a lot more scary and holds a grudge a hell of a lot longer than Andy Garcia does. So let's snuff out our lantern here. We do want to take a look in these cabinets. I believe we have the makings for some firewood, do we not? We do. We actually have more than we need. So let's stash our firewood makings. Actually, are we keeping firewood stuff in this cabinet, or was that in a different cabinet? I believe that actually firewood stuff was up here, was it not? It is. We actually have quite a bit of firewood in here. So let's put you in there. We'll keep that log. This cedar log, it can go. Tinder plugs, we have ants. Let's just take 2 of those. All right, and is there anything else we kind of need to get rid of? All that stuff looks fine. Our food situation is not fantastic, especially with regard to water. So we need to be a little careful. Let's start hauling anything that might be constituted or construed as food out of these cabinets. Sort of consolidate it all into one place. We got a can of dog food and a bunch of coffee. Well, that's brilliant. Anything else in this cabinet at all? Looks like medicinal supplies and burnables, also our backup lantern. Nothing that's immediately useful for us. We are going to try and make a quick run over to our main homestead today as well for some crafting purposes, but we're going to want to empty our inventory before we try that. We also have what appears to be a single can of soda and a single can of tomato soup. Also, these books and whatnot need to come out of here. These are burnables. We're going to put these in the burnables drawer. Those rose hips don't necessarily need to be here. What is that sewing kit or this spare lantern or this tinder plug? I think we'll just keep sort of canned food in this bad boy. Let's put our dog food and our coffee. We're going to hang on to the candy bar, I think. We're not starving to death or dying of thirst, are we? Actually, we're a little thirsty. Let's go ahead and take care of some of those needs while we're at it. Go ahead and drink you. This is like 6.9 pounds of fish. Should we really just eat that? I mean, physically, could it be possible to eat 7 pounds of fish? I don't think you could actually choke 7 pounds of fish into your body. I really don't think you could get it inside of you. I'm pretty sure at some point you would vomit. 7 pounds of fish, that's just a lot of mass to be cramming into your gullet. I mean, that's a lot of just raw food. And where's our other cabinet? Oh, we were looking right at it, actually. All right, so let's put our burnables in here then. Anything that burns that we don't immediately need, like all of these books. Actually, I'm going to keep 1 book. I do like to keep 1 book on me in case we need like an emergency fire out in the open. Don't need any of that newspaper, though. Rose hips and whatnot apparently are also going in this cabinet. I'm comfortable with that. Put one of those tinder plugs back over there. These newsprint rolls, rather. We also don't need those. Let's get that sorted. Our food situation is covered. All right, everything's consolidated. Then all we need to do now, get our cooking on. So let's grab our chef's hat. And by that I mean, of course, we're going to grab a bunch of raw venison because we have a ton of it. We're almost encumbered. We have so much raw meat. And that is a situation I am not distressed about in the slightest. So we're going to go cook this up. This is breakfast time. Probably breakfast for our next couple days, actually. Let's get to work. Down the hill. We could say hi to Sean Bean, of course. Once again, Sean still... He's having a rough time of it, poor guy. He's not adjusting well to being dead. I feel kind of bad for the fellow, but what are you going to do? I mean, dead is dead. We can't fix it unless, of course, there's a pet cemetery around here, and I guess we could technically fix it in the event of a nearby pet cemetery. that would then be a fixable problem. But the question is, yeah, it didn't work out so well for that Gage kid. I really don't think we should probably go the pet cemetery route here with Sean. It seems like just a bad idea in general. Have your pet cremated or something. It just seems way safer. What's up, Sean, buddy? Good morning to you, Sean. Having a nice day, are you, lad? Probably not, 'cause you're dead, laddie. So, a fairly brazen deer, just enjoying the scenery. I don't really care. I just want to get to my nice little cooking hut here, start a fire, and get some cooking done. Get our meat cooked up. We're going to haul that back home, and then we're going to head over to our main encampment to probably try and set up a little crafting. We should be getting pretty close to the point where we can start crafting some rabbit snares. How's our fishing hole look? 76% frozen, but doesn't matter because we're out of fishing gubbins anyway. 92% chance if I use a book. I do not want to use a book. I also don't want to use cardboard. You know, we should probably use some of these cardboard matches. With 82% with the wooden match, 7. You know what? Let's do the cardboard match. Why are we saving wood matches? We have tons of matches. This is dumb. Why potentially waste a tinder plug that take forever to find? Do the smart thing. Take the slightly better than 1 in 5 chance of starting a fire so that we can cook this venison and get about our day. Wasting my own time here. I'm deliberately wasting my own time. Although, it is the apocalypse. I mean, sort of frittering away time is kind of the one thing we can afford to do. Time is our one resource that we now have a super abundance of. Probably more time than we honestly need. So let's throw this log. Yeah, I'm going to throw the book in there. No, add fuel. That would be the first. Now I remember why I wasn't carrying books, because they're real irritating. That's why. And start cooking up this raw deer meat. We may actually need more wood. We have so much deer meat, we may not be able to cook it all. We also might like to potentially cook a bit of, well, I guess you don't cook, but we'd like to melt some snow and boil some water as well. Although our main encampment would have a nice available stash of delicious blue toilet water for us. I'm kind of jonesing for a fix. It's been a good long while since I've gotten my lips around some fucking sweet, tidy bowl blue.
Looks like I made it through another night.
The stains are fading, so I guess it's officially daylight now. We made it through another night. That's like, we gotta be close to 10 days survived, right? This is like about 8 times longer than I expected to survive. I thought we might go maybe like a little more than a day, and then I figured we would be swiftly devoured by wolves, but clearly, we're doing a little better than I expected. And I know watching me stand here cooking venison on a potbelly stove is probably not the most exciting. Oh, our fire went out. Well, shit. What's the weather like? Not bad. How much venison did we cook? Quite a bit. Yeah, we got a lot. You know what? We can haul that back raw. That's fine. We did not get to melt any water, which means we definitely need to head over to our main encampment then. We do have an emergency soda in our backpack, I'd like to point out. We've been saving a grape. A little bit of grape soda. We've been saving it. We knew this day might come where we would... I hear a wolf howling, and I'm displeased by that noise. Actually, I'm not just displeased. I'm honestly frightened and terrified. I would prefer to avoid wolves at all costs. We are back in full condition, though, so I mean, emergency situation, we could always just go bare-knuckle boxing the cat. We could probably take him. It's not an ideal outcome. I don't really relish the thought of repeatedly fist-fighting wolves. It seems like a remarkably stupid thing to do, but if we gotta, we gotta, and we do have flares as well, so... I think we're down to 2 flares, though. And honestly, we've found a way to kind of trade flares for, like, several days' worth of meat, so they've become a somewhat more precious resource than I had originally intended. Cooked food, of course, we're going to put in the fridge. We got plenty of calories. We're not going to worry about eating at the moment. We'll keep one of these on us, I think. And uncooked food will go up tippy-tip-top. Still get a little raw meat. There we go. I don't suppose we have, like, squirreled away any water, have we? Great, the weather changed when we walked indoors, and now we can't necessarily see. Leave the soda. Yeah, I'm not taking any of this stuff. How are we doing on hunger and thirst? Assuming we can go straight over, we should be fine. Assuming we can go straight over to our other camp, so we've got about 20 pounds of space. Is there anything we kind of want to leave here? I think the answer is no. It looks like that is solid cabinet. Solid cabinet is solid. It's a good, dense, thick, rich walnut wood. Actually, we want those crow feathers. These we need. We need the crow feathers. We could take this old man's beard as well. There's a case to be made also for bringing along this jerry can, but I'm going to leave it here just in case. We got antiseptic, antibiotics. We have no painkillers over here. We have painkillers in our inventory, though, right? We do. You know what? I'm going to... let's put 2 of them in the cabinet just for emergency sake. And And is there anything in this one that we need to haul back with us? It's mostly just fire starting supplies, except for these bullets, which we want back at our main encampment. Everything else is good. So then all we gotta do is start hauling up hide and gut here. Fresh deer hide. A ton of gut. How's our wolf carcass doing? It's about halfway done. This gut is almost halfway done. If those are almost halfway done, we should be fairly close to having sort of our main encampment crafting station with some ready-to-craft products then. We may be able to build a bow. Actually, the bow probably is not done. This weather, I'm telling you, every time I try to do anything, try to go anywhere, try to travel, or do anything, the weather bones me. It's non-stop boned by the weather. It's starting to piss me off a little bit. So what can we do to kill a little time? Do we have anything at all productive that we can do over here while we just wait for the freaking weather to clear? And it's not that the cold is really a problem, because we could probably sustain the cold. Honestly, the cold is not the issue. The issue at Bar, we have a lot of cloth. We could probably stand to repair some of our clothing. But the issue here is not the cold, actually. It's the fact that, we just can't see where we're going. I want to keep those, actually. Keep the tools. All of this stuff, really. We've got exactly the right stuff and we got all the right stuff in all the right places. Oh, yeah, baby. You know what we'll do? Let's take a quick nap. We're going to sleep for an hour, see if maybe this storm blows past. Our condition is down to 95%. I'm not sure why. Were we not fully healed from the previous day? Is that what it was? We're at 97. It sounds like the weather is still terrible, but we can always go outside and check. And if so, we may have to nap for another hour. This is going to be a real exciting episode if all we do is fucking sleep all day. We're just going to nap for 24 hours straight. No, the weather has cleared up. I don't care about the cold. It is very cold, I'd like to point out. Actually, it's 1 degree. That's pretty cold. But that's okay. We're going back for our main encampment. We can deal with the cold. We'll just be a little bit chilly when we get there. That's not really a problem. We're also going to run, which will help sort of maintain our core temperature a little bit, keep our body temperature up. Is that a wolf or a deer? That is a wolf. I love that you run slower when you're running into the wind. That's such a tiny little, just from a development standpoint, it's such an insignificantly small thing, but it really adds a strong layer of, like, realism to it. It really gives it a feel, because then you know it's like you're leaning into it. You know, when you're walking into a stiff wind, you got to kind of lean forward to keep your momentum up. That really is very subtle, but it has a significant immersive impact. It really does. That was a solid design decision. I give the Hinterland Studios the credit for that one. That's some really fine work. He may be interested in us. He's walking this way at kind of a slow pace. Go away, Mr. Wolf. Historically, encounters with you and us have not necessarily gone too well. Just ask your buddy that we robbed, am I right? Yeah, that's one wolf that's not gonna fucking make it to retirement age. We went full-on Enron on him. We stole his pension plan. That wolf is gonna die miserable and alone and starving. And sure, you're saying, man, that's kind of a scumbag thing to do, but this is the apocalypse, folks. It's survival of the fittest. If we gotta go full-on Enron on a wolf, we'll do it. Also, he's a wolf, so, I mean, one, it's the apocalypse. Two, he's a wolf, so the infrastructure for him to file a lawsuit against us, A, doesn't exist, and B, there's no one for him to file the papers for him anyway, because I'm pretty sure that wolf can't either read nor write. And even if he could, what's he going to do? Is file the subpoena to another wolf? Pretty sure that wolf also will be illiterate, so I think we're probably safe. We won't wind up like in Danbury minimum security prison serving 25 to life for 140 counts of fucking fraud. We can just rob a wolf and get away with it. There are no laws. This is the freedom of the apocalypse, folks. This is it. This is what everybody wants. This is why so many of these types of games and scenario are set in this. It's a lawless land. We can do whatever we want, and this fog is a son of a bitch. That really blew in quick, I like to add also. That fog did not fucking just creep in so much as it crashed goddamn landed. I don't like wandering around in this area in the fog because it is so frequently infested with rabid predators. And we're going to have a very difficult time seeing them until it's way, way too late. If we can make it to the Quonset Hut gas station, that'll be our first stop. There's a wolf on our... Oh, here he comes. It's a race! Oh, suck it, wolf! Who's the faster man now? Not only am I smarter, but I'm faster, stronger, and tougher. I am the $6 million apocalypse survivor. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. That was the sound of my $6 million legs kicking into action to accelerate me to my destination. That's the sound they make. 34% cured for our maple sapling. The birch saplings are fully cured. Our gut is 83% cured. One of these deer hides is fully cured. Excellent. We may be able to spend some time doing a little bit of crafting here. But in the meantime, first off, let's get rid of our newfound crafting materials here. We're going to drop this fresh deer hide, and we have a monstrous pile of gut here. Got this wolf hide as well. You know what? Let's move the wolf hide over one, actually. Or do we have 2 wolf hides? No, we just have the one. All right. Oh, that's right. We found a dead wolf. We outsmarted one wolf, and another wolf we just sort of found dead and scavenged. So what have we got here? There is a cured deer hide.
Best be prepared for anything.
There's a cured deer hide. We're going to take that. And another cured deer hide. We're going to take that. Ooh, we have cured gut. This is not fresh gut. I want cured gut. I saw it in there. Don't be fighting me. Yeah, cured gut. That's the shit right there. We want the cured gut. Also, I can hear that wolf outside panting, and I have to say, it's real fucking disconcerting. We have 1 cured gut, huh? Just 1? All right. Anything else in our inventory that we want to leave in the Quonset hut? And you can't see it, folks, but I just got the 10-day survivor achievement, so we have officially survived a full 10 days. Doesn't look like we have anything else that needs to be dropped on the floor. We do have some items we want to store in our little cabinet here, though. So let's go to our crafting station area. Got some extra crow feathers. Not going to need those. 3 cured deer hides. I'm not sure what we would do with those at the moment. The cured gut we're going to keep, because I'm going to try and make a snare for a rabbit. I just need 1, I think. Old man's beard, that goes back over there. The leather we'll hang on to. We probably have more cloth than we need, but I'm going to hang on to that as well. Anything else over here? We have... crowbars are probably all right. Little thirsty. We got to get back to our main house. I really am. When I say I'm fiending for the Tidy Bowl Blue, folks, I was not kidding. I really am feeding for a little bit of the bowl. I want the blue. I want to taste the blue. I need the blue, frankly. We have fire starting materials here, which is fine. We're not going to use them at the moment, but we do have some. Let's take a spin to the workbench here. That's what we want. A simple snare used to capture small game. Let's begin crafting. And let's hope our wolf friend fucks off in a time it took us, well, it was a half an hour. So how does this snare work? Let's take a look at it. All right, a simple snare used to capture small game. What actions? We can place it, or we can harvest it. That's pretty much it. Okay. That's fine. That wolf is still out there. He's the most tenacious wolf of all time. He's the tenacious D of wolves. Somewhere Kyle Gass and Jack Black are like, we thought we were tenacious, but fuck that wolf, man. That guy does not give up.
I know.
So cured birch saplings, these are done. I'm pretty sure we can also use these to make arrows, can we not? Cured birch saplings are what we use to make arrows. We don't want hooks. We don't want line. Although we could theoretically make some more fishing tackle, which has proved somewhat of dubious usefulness for us, but we wouldn't mind trying it. I do want to get some rabbit pelts. Next time we're going to go back out to Jackrabbit Island, we absolutely are going to take this snare, and we're absolutely going to try and trap ourselves a bunny. Deerskin pants? We could actually make deerskin boots? We could if we had more cured gut. We could theoretically make some deerskin pants as well. Way more wolf skins we need for a wolfskin coat. A bearskin bedroll? Yeah, the bearskin may be out of our league for a little bit of while. Arrow shafts, though, these we can begin crafting. So let's do it. Let's make an arrow shaft. I am thirsty, and that is not good because we are very, very low on water. The Tidy Bowl Blue, man, I'm telling you, the Jones, it's like a monkey on my back, but it's not like your typical monkey on your back monkey. It's a vicious fucking killer of a monkey with giant, sharp, pointy teeth and a bad, bad case of fucking herpes. It's the worst monkey of all time. I can still hear that wolf out there panting. It's just in my ear. It's like he's whispering sweet nothings into my ear. He's like, you want to come outside. You want to come outside. We'll have a little bit of wolf on human romance. Oh, yeah, baby, come on outside. I'm going to lick you with my big tongue. Then I'm going to tear your throat out and devour your fucking sweet, salty innards. So, can we do another one of these? We can, okay. These take a while. That should be the end of our cured birch saplings. Okay, so we have arrow shafts. We need arrow heads, which take an hour to make 2. Wow, crafting arrows takes a very long time. All right, well, before we can continue this, let's put these back in our drawer. We're going to need to rest, actually. We got 12 arrow shafts. I like that. So we're going to transfer all of those over. And that's, I believe, it. We'll leave those here. Let's go see if this wolf is actually out here, if that's maybe not just some kind of, like, lingering audio loop. We'll take a quick peek. What are you? Just trash. We need to get back over to our main house, though, or we're going to die of dehydration. We may have to just fight a wolf to get over there. If we have to, we have to. Run for it. I don't hear any barking dogs, which is good. And, oh, never mind. He was right there. So, yeah, he was still waiting. That's, like I said, that wolf is one tenacious son of a bitch. Man, look at the abundance of food we've got here. Are these herbal teas? We got a lot of food here. A lot of food. Most importantly, we have a bunch of water. Let's take, like, most of a gallon. This is the blue, folks. This is the TB. The Tidy Bowl Blue. The tie to the B to the O. Give me some of that. Oh, that sweet, sweet blue. Oh, yeah. It tastes so good flowing past my lips. The delicious, delicious Tidy Bowl action. Are we hungry at all? I have to assume we've got to be at least a little hungry. You know, I think I would rather eat some of the food we have stashed here. Let's see if anything's going bad. Let's take a look in our refrigerator. Whatever our lowest condition shit is. We have a 42% can of dog food. That's pretty bad. As much as I don't necessarily want to eat dog food. We have a 40% can of pork and beans. We should probably take care of that. Got a 38% grape soda. We'll take care of that. The canned tomato soup is probably okay. So let's eat we'll just eat a little canned food. That's fine. Pork and beans? Sure. We could heat these pork and beans up. We need to start a fire, though. We're not really that tired. And we can start a fire, actually, across the way. You know what we should do? Let's just gather up all the supplies we might think we might need or want here. And then we'll head across the way and start a fire on the other side. This is all clothing. It's all clothing and painkillers. And water purification tablets, which we don't necessarily really need at the moment. So there's nothing in that shelf that we require. And I don't remember what we put in here. Okay, this is clearly like associated extra gubbins. Most importantly, it's where we're keeping our bullets. So let's just get those over there. We have 7 bullets, which seems like not a lot of bullets. What else is in this container? Anything? Literally anything? Just a whole bunch of matches. I'm going to take this can of lantern fuel, actually. It's a little badly conditioned. I want to just use it up before it evaporates. Then again, this is the area we're in, so I mean, if we actually need lantern fuel, I'm sure we could walk into literally any house and find an abundance of lantern fuel. Because everyone around here just drinks the shit, so, I mean, everybody's swigging that kerosene. They call it Sweet Lady K, but they're just drinking kerosene. We have nothing with which to start a fire. We should probably consider foraging for firewood. We have fire makings here, of course, but again, that's sort of a stash of firewood. I prefer to not take that if it can be avoided. So let's get some extra food. We're going to take a couple more items out of here. This can of dog food, yeah. Yes, I'm going to eat dog food. I know I shouldn't be eating dog food, but I'm going to do it. Not good for you. I don't like dog food, but I'm eating dog food. Actually, you know what? Let's take anything that's at 43% or below, and we'll take it back to Jackrabbit Island, which really has kind of become sort of, apart from crafting, Jackrabbit Island really is sort of our main base of operations now. Simply because there are far less number of wolves in the generalized area. It just seems like a safer place to be. So let's go through here. Let's check, make sure there are no hungry puppies waiting. Assuming there are not, we'll run back over to our Quonset hut, start a fire, do a little crafting with the rest of the day, and then we'll probably just call it an evening. Maybe take a nice little nap. Looks safe-ish. Let's make a break for it. So we made it here safely. Can we forage while we're here? What is our calorie? We have 520. Let's forage. We probably have enough tinder plugs. What if we just do some softwood and hardwood with no hatchet? What's that get us? 50 minutes and 208 calories. What if we add 1 tinder plug? An hour and 20 minutes and 330 calories. What if we throw another hardwood on that? Perfect. So we're going to forage here for a couple hours. And then I have to assume we're going to go inside, probably do a little eating, and then spend the rest of the day crafting. Are we encumbered? We are extremely hungry because that took longer than it was supposed to and we ran out of calories. Not entirely sure how that works. Oh, well, let's choke down a cold can of dog food, I guess. We are starving. Gonna eat a nice, delicious can of Alpo. That sweet gravy train action. Boy, I don't know about you, but I am feeling full of myself with some nice, delicious, sloppy, wet dog food in my belly. I feel oh so much better. No more of this gut has cured. All right. Actually, we should kind of stack our gut, really. Specifically, we should try and stack our gut with something other than dog food, which we haven't been having a great deal of luck with, but we have no idea how much light is left. I'm not really that worried about it. It was like 4 hours, right? Let's do some crafting. So we have arrowheads. Let's take one of our scrap, or we have rather arrow shafts. Let's take one of our available scrap metal that we have over here. Let's make some arrowheads. Where are you at, arrowheads? Oh, arrowheads. Oh, arrowheads. Arrowhead, if you will. Please craft a little point for me to kill. We need a set of simple tools to shape you, so that we might stab a wolf in the face. Fortunately, we have... Do I not have simple tools? Is this the only simple tool kit I left over here? It is, in fact, the only simple tool kit I left over here. What the hell is wrong with me? Alright, that's fine. We have one. That's the important thing. The important thing is that we do have one. Arrowheads, let's craft them. So it takes 3/4 of an hour for us to craft an arrowhead out of some scrap metal. We have about 3 hours of daylight left, which is fine. All right, so done. I guess our arrowheads are finished, are they not? They should be finished. I wonder if it takes tools to make arrows. So do we have them in our inventory, right? Arrowheads. There we go, 2 arrowheads. Beautiful. All right, so what we're going to do then, let's get some arrow shafts. Let's just take, I don't know what the ratio is. I'm going to assume it's 1 to 1 because that's really the only thing that makes any kind of sense at all. And I would guess probably like 3 crow feathers. And let's see about making an arrow. Can we actually make an arrow? Can we get part of the way towards having an arrow, towards having an actual weapon that we can use? A simple arrow. 1 arrowhead, 1 arrow shaft, and 3 crow feathers. Let's do it. It takes 1.5 hours to make these. Wow. All right, well, let's do the whole thing. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, we should probably check our calories. We have 259. We're going to need to eat again. You know what? This soda, a quick burst of carbonated drink full of high fructose corn syrup will give us just a shot of energy we need in order to make these arrows. Thanks, Stacy's grape soda. Without you, I would never kill or slaughter my prey. May not be the strongest endorsement for Stacy's grape soda. It would be like Dexter as your sponsor for Stacy's grape soda. And so these are simple arrow added to inventory. Now it says it takes 1.5 hours to create it, but I only spent a half an hour. So I am confused. How did I make it in less time than it takes to make it? A homemade arrow created by combining an arrow shaft with crow feathers and an arrowhead. Well, it's done, I suppose. Let's get... Do we have more crow feathers? Well, we're going to need way more crow feathers, actually. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more crow feathers. So give me 3 more. I guess we're going to be spending a lot of time wandering around looking for just dead animals. Fortunately, Sean Bean has provided a steady supply of crow feathers for us. Sean, a veritable feast for crows. Yeah, I made that joke. But Sean is a veritable feast for crows there. And he has given us everything we need. Simple arrow added to inventory. I wonder if you spend less time if there's like a chance for failure. Doesn't take a tool to do those either, by the way, like to point out. So we have 2 arrows. We did it. Hooray! Now, if only we had some manner with which to fling those arrows at our enemies, I think we'd be in much better shape. Unfortunately, the method for flinging said arrows has not yet really found its way into our possession. So we're still pretty much defenseless. Let's go start a garbage can fire, heat up some peaches, eat something other than dog food for a change, and then probably I think we'll just sleep here. I don't really see any advantage to trying to make a run in the dark back to our other house. 78% chance? Nah, I'm going to go for the magnet. I'm going for the wooden matches. 83% chance, much better. That's like the difference between going from a C- to a B-. I mean, that's the difference between maybe getting into, like a state university or going to a community college. If you're interested in going to the state university, I mean, maybe you want to bump that C average up to a B. Not that there's anything wrong with C's. I mean, they call it average. It wouldn't be average if it wasn't what most people performed at. I'm just, try and be exceptional. It looks real good on the application essays. Anyway, don't take college advice from me. I'm an idiot. We are going to add fuel to this fire, however. 2 hours and 23 minutes. Did we still have raw meat? Because if we still have raw meat on me, No, I left it back at home. That was actually kind of dumb. I should have brought it along with me. We also should melt some water. I'm going to melt and boil a reasonable chunk of water here. We also, at some point, are probably going to want to try and sleep. I really don't want to try and get my sleep cycle screwed up to where it's, like, not at daytime. But mostly with this fire, we're just going to be heating stuff up, so we should be alright. So let's open and heat up a can of... Can we heat dog food? No. Alright, well, let's heat up a can of pork and beans. So we'll can open it. Then we're going to heat the can of pork and beans. Then we'll probably also eat some peaches. So there we go. We're cooking up some nice little pork and beans. We are exhausted because we're up well past our bedtime, but if I got to stay up late to get some delicious pork and beans in me, I'm not afraid to do that. I will make that sacrifice for a delicious meal, especially after I eat this fucking miserable can of rotten dog food. Once I've eaten a can of dog food, you can bet your ass I'm going to try and choke down some pork and beans to chase that shit because I want to taste the dog food out of my mouth. It's dog food. I don't want it in my mouth. So we have a can of hot pork and beans. Hot opened pork and beans. So good. How are we doing on calories? Actually, a little low. So let's heat up a can of peaches as well. Not the pork and beans. Give me the Pinnacle peaches. Heat those up. I need to check the durability on my can opener, actually. I've been using it quite a bit lately. And I want to make sure that my can opener remains... unbroken. I mean, if I have to fix it, that's fine. I'm glad to repair my can opener. I have a ton of canned food. So, I would prefer that my can opener remain unbroken. Let's take a look and see what condition our can opener is in. 53%. It's actually still pretty good. Also, it's also the shittiest can opener in the world, I'd like to point out, because we've opened like a grand total of 10 cans with that thing. If you had to buy a can opener, it only opened like 10 total cans before it was like, oh, sorry, the crank broke. Now you gotta send that can opener back into the shop. I mean, if you were making like one big meal for a lot of people, you could theoretically break that can opener in one sitting. It's the cheapest can opener of all time. Alright, but that's it. We've got basically everything we had on our list today accomplished. We are fully completed. Nothing to do now, but I think turn in... How many hours of darkness are left? 7 hours. You know what? We're going to sleep in a little. Yeah, you know what? Now let's just sleep to 7 hours. That should get us away from exhausted. 7 hours of sleep. That's like it's a good solid night's sleep, right? So I'm going to wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. We're coming up on 11 days survived. If you'd like to see if we can make it that full 11 days, consider subscribing as well. Of course, we post new episodes of The Long Dark every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Also, that howling wolf in the distance was quite ominous. Woohoo! What? I thought for a moment I saw a pair of sparkling eyes. Ugh, I'm getting out of here. I'm a little creeped out. We'll see you next time, folks.